want to know the true number about how many times Willie has cheated on me. 1 or 2 is enough for me to know that it's wrong.
There's never an excuse for cheating, but there's always a reason behind it. And I know that has been a problem.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Yes, talking to you guys about, married at... Let's do that again. Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Marriage Bootcamp Season 17. We're going to talk to you guys about Tahiri and Vado, and talk to you guys about Phaedra and Medina, and also talk to you guys about Willie and Shanda. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for a notification of the uploads, and for those of you returnees, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. Alright, cool. So people requested I should review this particular episode just because of what was happening. So I wanted to just review some of the things that went on. And I think there was a lot of things that we can talk about and break down and just really kind of get into. So just talking about Willie and Shanda, I want to just kind of break this down. I think I might just make a separate video because I think watching them, I found it so interesting. I think when we're dealing with relationship adultery and cheating and infidelity in a relationship, which is all the same word basically, in the relationship, I think a lot of times when people are talking about how to fix it, oftentimes it's a bit like, it happened, acknowledge it, put a bandage on it, and let's start working forward. And it actually doesn't work like that. When it comes to cheating, it's a traumatic event. It's trauma. Okay, and so when you deal with trauma, there's a way to effectively deal with it. There is a series of conversations that need to happen over a course and a period of time in order there to be healing. I want to make this very clear. In order for there to be healing from cheating, one must go through several conversations over a period of time before they get to the place of being okay with the fact that this transgression and indiscretion has happened. Okay. So, for instance, when I personally have been cheated on or betrayed, I should say it, I want to do a lot of work around how to heal from cheating, what happens to the other person, how do we move forward. And let me tell you something, I spend hours watching videos around how to heal, how the other person reacts, etc. Here's what I learned in regards to Willie and Shanda. In order for someone to heal from cheating, there must be complete honesty on the person who betrayed the trust.
How many women has Willie had affairs with?
12?
12.
Okay, now when we look at Willie and Shanda's situation, there isn't a complete honesty. Okay, so there can't be Shanda, get over this. It can't be. It's not going to work. There's going to be unspent resentment that's going to be lying there. Now, many people who've been hurt or been betrayed by a partner before know exactly what I'm talking about. When someone cheats on you, it breaks your trust. It breaks your idea of reality, and it scares you because now you think to yourself, the very person who was meant to uphold you, love you, protect you, serve you, be around you, is the same person who's now killing you emotionally. And so you have to understand that in order for there to be healing from someone cheating on you, there must be conversation and there must be complete transparency and honesty. That's number one. Number two, the person must come forward and volunteer information. I shouldn't have to stretch it out of you. If I have to stretch it out of you, you're causing me more pain. Because now I'm not sure if, and you know what happens? As I'm stretching out more and more and more information out of you, I'm thinking to myself, when does this end? Will it ever end? And that just stunts my growth and my healing process because every time I have to reset myself. Think about that, right? So when you talk about Willie and Shanda, the whole stress about Willie and Shanda is this. Willie didn't come out and tell the truth about how many women he slept with. Listen, I'm sorry. 12 women. Are you Jesus Christ to have 12 people as your apostles cheating with you? Yeah, 12 affairs, my guy, right? Okay, so 12 affairs in the course of a relationship. Let me be very frank with you. At no point, okay, is it the fault of the individual for why you cheated. You must take responsibility for the fact that you did this thing, regardless of whether you felt like you were pushed, regardless of whether you weren't getting sex, regardless of whether you weren't, you were getting a bit of a shouting from Shanda in the home or whatever you were getting, okay? You made a choice to cheat. You had an option. You had a choice and you made a choice. You must live in that. Now, the next part of this is, yes, there may be reasons as to why you did what you did. All right, now Willie's made a point that With Shanda, what was happening was that...
What was it that you could feel out there on the road with the other person that you couldn't feel with Shanda? Have you thought about it in those terms?
Yeah. We got attitude, hands down. I mean, and that's just talking to you any kind of way. And I mean, don't care what comes out your mouth.
Disrespectful?
Yeah, very disrespectful.
She was being rude to him or being disrespectful to him, and so therefore he went to other women. Now, listen, we get it, okay? We do get it, right? When someone's disrespectful, when someone's verbally... they can be, I don't want to say verbally abusive, but they can be verbally off point, and they're not, their words are not kind sometimes. They can cut, right? I get it, right? But here's the thing. Why cheat and not leave? Why not separate? Why not go counsel? Why is it your first choice that we look to make is to go into cheating? It's an excuse. I don't want to hear it. See, I'm tired of people making excuses as to why they did what they did. We get your reasoning, but Willie can't use the fact you're disrespectful or anything like that as the reason why he cheated. The truth of the matter is, if you didn't try counselling, if you didn't try a third party, if you didn't try to sit down and conversate with her, if she didn't know that this is the reason why that you're feeling a certain way and you're starting to push me away, then how can we say that cheating was the reason, cheating was because of this particular action? You can't be. Because you skipped all other different options and went straight to cheating. It's an excuse to do what you wanted to do. Let's be honest. And you didn't cheat with one bird, you cheated with 12. So it wasn't about disrespect, it was about power. Because it's about your desire, it's about your ability to meet your own desire. Let's be honest. And when we are counselors and when we tell people, you know, Shanda, you know, your attitude maybe it's like as if your attitude contributed towards it. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. But you got an attitude that needs to be fixed. Yes. It's separate from the cheating. Now, that's what you have to do. You have to go, your attitude is separate from the cheating, but we need to address it. Now, you've cheated, Willie. Here's what you got to do. There's work that needs to be done. Okay? Yeah? You need to figure out why you decided to transgress. You need to figure out if the excuse was that she was being rude and disrespectful, what would trigger you to go off again? Because if that's all it took to trigger you to go off to cheating, we've got to ask ourselves, why did you not meet the other points first? Why wasn't there a third party involved that was trusted? Why wasn't there counselling involved? Why wasn't there a big discussion or conversation about this? Poor communication. So you haven't communicated what you actually felt, what was actually going on in your head. As we saw, because we saw later on, the way they communicate, we can see that they're not going to have effective communication. One decides...
Do you feel like we could have handled a situation differently?
What?
You just passed gas.
No, tacos come with farts.
To laugh, the other person decides to shut down.
Shanda's always shutting down. I'm staying in this relationship because I really want to see it work, but sometimes her attitude doesn't seem like it.
Of course, it's not going to be a great conversation between the two of you, right? So here's the point. When cheating happens, oftentimes it's not because someone has done something. And I say often, it isn't. It's because you decided you wanted to do that. And that's where you've got to own it. And if you keep saying, but, or you did this, then there will be no full healing. The person will always think to themselves, so what would I do next that will make you go and cheat? The saying is also true in another aspect. Also, even if we say that there is no reason for him to go and cheat, there's still a problem here. Because in the mind of the person that's been cheated on, if I did nothing wrong, what made you cheat? And that's where real conversation needs to happen. It's my desire. It's in me to do it. There's darkness inside of me. Yes, there's an evil inside of me. And when you begin to be true to that truth, then there can be true healing. You see, oftentimes people think they're good people. And when they think they're good people, they think, no, I didn't mean to cheat. I'm a good person. No, you're not. You're not. You understand? You're not. That's the reason why you did what you did. You're not a good person. Yeah? And neither am I. You understand? We have to understand this. We're capable of doing... And when I say not a good person, I don't mean that people are not a good person. What I mean is that you are capable of evil at any given time. Therefore, that's why the Bible says that sin crouches at the door. It's like sin is waiting for an opportunity. The Bible says that no temptation is greater than what a man can bear. So listen, you have the ability to say no. Okay? The temptation comes from a desire from within. The desire from within must exist first before you then go and get led to temptation. Yeah, the Bible says don't let no one say God tempted me. No, God doesn't tempt anybody. You understand? Yeah? So understand that the temptation is coming from you. If you're in a situation where it's temptress, it's because the desire is in you. Let me tell you something. I don't drink at all. Yeah? I've never drunk. Yeah? And when I used to go clubbing, drinking was never a temptation for me. It just wasn't in me. Now, sleeping with a girl, could it be me? Yes. Whining with a girl in a club? Yes. Being rude to somebody? Yes. Telling someone to shut up? Yes. Telling you to F off? Yes. It's in me. But to drink, it's not in me. It's just not in me. It's just not in my thing. It's just not my kind of thing. So you have to understand, the desire to cheat is in you. It's in you. And that's what you have to work on when it comes to Willie and Shanda. Understanding that. You know, at one point when they came into the living room after they had solved the problems, okay, after they solved the problems, they came into the living room and unfortunately, Shanda being angry as she was, and I don't agree with this, but I understand it, but I don't agree with it. She was angry and she let information out to Tahiri.
12?
12?
Damn, why did I say that?
That's a lot, and I'm sitting here having to deal with this? I would like to know who all 12 of these bitches are. Maybe they can help you play the game.
It's crazy because I'm not a cheater, so it's crazy.
You're a cheater. Put a hat on and take it off quick, don't you?
Wow.
Not cheated, no.
12? You couldn't come with a better
in
now, you dumbass.
This is the first time Shanda has heard the actual number of times Willie has cheated, something Willie may have never admitted if it wasn't for this clue. Normally, these two would shut down instead of dealing with their issues, but now they have no option but to sit and communicate.
And you saying a roundabout, you're not even giving me no accurate.
Because I'm not, man, that shit I try to forget. Damn, at the end of the day.
How can I forget it in this mother now?
I can't see, but look inside there. Boom! What is that?
How do I know?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Dude, I am being tortured by the I want to get out. Get out the bed.
I hate this room. Get me out of this room. I don't want to play this game anymore.
It's a paper underneath there. Okay, over to the left. Okay, it's a piece of paper underneath the entire thing. Okay.
I don't know what this is. What you have been seeking has been right
in front of your eyes this whole time.
Right in front of your eyes. Let's see. Get the blindfold. It's the number on the blindfold.
Oh, wow. Is it?
Oh, my goodness. With the light. Yay!
Oh, there we go, right there.
2471. 2471. 2471. 2471. So annoying.
This is hilarious.
Going down in the family room, watching the other couples, I'm like, oh my God, we're the first people here.
What's this?
This is what's happening right now.
Hazel and Davon, they're not in the room at all.
Where they at right now?
Tony and Corrupt are they're really working well together, to be truthfully honest. Tahiri's really into the game.
Bottles Advisors probably has one of these. Baby mama, baby. I mean, you speak to your baby mama about our situation. Bottles Advisor.
I might have another girl. That doesn't mean I'm having sex with that other girl. I might just talk my situation about my relationship to that other girl. So I'm talking to my daughter's mother.
Remember that when you walk in and we have like a car seat?
Yeah.
Okay, it's right there in front of you. It's right, yeah, yep. With your right hand. That might be something.
Is Phaedra asleep?
A592.
What's that, the code to get out?
Are you pressing it right? I think we did well. It taught me some stuff. It taught me that I do have some kind of patience. And it taught me that I needed you to get out.
Oh.
When you say 12, it's like one per year. Why, bro?
I just didn't want to hear the number, to be honest, just for my little ears.
That was epic. What happened?
Just the dumbass questions they asked. And for the dumbass answers that he gave.
Coming up on Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition.
This is the day that real problems typically show up.
I can't even trust you, because you're a cheater.
Oh my God.
Don't play. You'll get beat up.
You gotta get this temper under control.
Whoa.
Are you kidding me?
Just the dumbass questions they asked. And for the dumbass answers that he gave.
And she threw shade with it, you know, indirect. Some people out here, you know, having 12 found out 12 affairs, And obviously Tahiri's obviously showing her eye contact and talking back to her. Vado's turning the other way. He's not involved. Man's laughing. Yeah, because it's funny for him because he doesn't want to get involved. You understand? He doesn't want to get involved. Here's my thing about cheating that I find very interesting. Willie wants to get over this situation. My question is this, Willie, and I'm not saying you're wrong for wanting to get over it. My question is this. If Shanda had an affair with 12 men, I want to ask you a question. How would you feel? Would you forgive? Would you forgive? How long would it take you to forgive? Do you understand? Right? A lot of men have never been cheated on, so they don't understand this process. They don't understand how it feels to do this. And so a lot of times the idea of what being forgiven is like I said sorry, forgive me now. And that's not how it works. Forgiveness is a journey. Okay? It's a journey and a process, which sometimes you have to take a beating stick for, because you've done dirty, you've done wrong. So there's going to be times where you have to take a beating stick. Now, how much of a beating stick is dependent on what stage you are in. Yeah, the early stages you're gonna take some shots. As the time goes on, it shouldn't be shots. It should be a collaborative conversation. But all the information should come out at the beginning. How is it that we're only finding out now there are 12 apostles that you slept with? Sorry, I keep saying apostles. 12 affairs that you've had. You understand? And so I get it. She was in pain. She was angry. You know, she was hurt, and she wanted to vent. It just wasn't the right timing to do that. She should have done that in private to Tahiri or the girls, and done it in private, not open-ended, because then it made him look like the bad guy. And he is the bad guy, but when you do it like that in the open, it's almost like you're hanging me out to dry. Do you understand? And if you're trying to make it work, then hanging me out to dry isn't probably the best way to do this. And yeah, I thought that was incorrect to do it. But they worked together very well. When they were in the room, they obviously do care about each other and they do want to make this work. They worked together exceptionally well. Yeah, they were the fastest couple to get out of that room. That tells you everything to know about the way they communicate. In terms of when it comes to solving a problem, trying to get somewhere, they do have some level of skill to do that. When it comes to this cheating reason, the cheating aspect though, because there has not been a full honesty and disclosure of what's happened, there's always questions in the mind of the person who's been cheated on. Plus, I believe that when it comes to cheating, there is information that we all need to know. We need to know how to address somebody who's cheated on us. We need to know the ins and outs of what we feel, what we might be thinking, and how to go about some of the questions. Because there are questions that you shouldn't ask. Yeah, asking if they were better than you, it's not a question you want to ask. It's not the question you want to ask. Trust me. You don't want to go down that lane. And this is why I said that this relationship, when it comes to cheating, is such a dangerous thing. When they're in the booth and Willie's talking about how he cheated with 12 women, he goes, "It's 12. It could have been 1 million. You know, I could have had so much more. I turned down so many. Sorry. You turned down so many, but you ended up sleeping with 12. Not one even. Like one would have been like, okay, they had a special connection. That's why I did what I did. But you slept with 12. 12, and then you want to tell me it could have been 1 million." Like it wasn't like it was 1 million, right? And it's like, are you trying to make me feel thankful for the fact that it was only 12? See where your mind is at. That shows me where your mind is at. It could have been so much more. That doesn't make sense. You feel me? And that shows where the mindset is at. And that's why I'm saying to you that if it had been the shoe on the other foot with Shanda doing this, how would you have forgiven? Because if you can't even see right now in this scenario that it's only 12, it's not 1 million, and you pull it that way, I don't think you fully understand the gravitas of what you've done. Now, you may shed tears in the bedroom when Dr. Irish came in and was discussing with him about, you know, what to do in terms of repairing with Shanda. You may bring the tears, but I can't really believe the tears because, not that I can't believe the tears, I believe the tears, they're genuine. But are they genuine in the right place? And what I mean by that is it because you're feeling bad about what you did because you know that you got caught and because you know that you're in trouble and you know that your relationship's not in the right place? Or are you crying tears because you genuinely know you hurt the woman that you love? Because if you genuinely hurt the woman you love, you need to re-strategize what you just said. It's lucky it's 12, not a million. It doesn't make sense for somebody who says they feel like they know they've hurt the person. I would never say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody would have said that. You know, and then she said something about, you know, when he said about I think he confessed when in a room. I can't remember what exactly he said, but she said it's refreshing to hear to hear it. And you know, whenever I hear the words, it's refreshing, it's good to hear, you know, it's about time, you know, you never say, you rarely say. When you hear those words as phrases before anything, all the person is saying is that I never heard it that way before. You've never branded it that way before. You've never showed me, you've never communicated it in that way before. You've never brought understanding in that way before. And therefore, it's a new way I'm hearing you speak. Do you feel me? So this is why I'm saying that conversation needs to be had. Now, listen, I'm telling you from a personal experience when it comes to cheating. When I was sitting down with a person who had cheated on me, yeah, when I sat down with a person, they didn't even I don't think they fully comprehended what they'd done. And that's an issue. And that's why we're saying that as you're working this out, it requires a person to do work on them. It also requires them to do work and go and you know, either research or get a counselor to be able to bring about an understanding of perception of what have you done. Because in order to do cheating like this, people oftentimes are compartmentalizing their mindset. When you finish your cheating, remember you compartmentalize your mind. You haven't come back to one mind. You've compartmentalized your mind. That's why you don't feel guilty when you were cheating. That's why it gets to a certain point and you don't realize anymore. You're just doing what you're doing, right? Because you compartmentalize the mind and said, okay, I separate my mistress, my wife, from the person I'm having sex with. And no, it's just sex now. Or it's just an adulterous affair, which I'll end very soon. But it's a compartmentalization. And until you've therapized this, or you've come to an understanding and perception that I was compartmentalizing this behavior, it's very hard for you to really, 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 really admit how wrong you were. It's really hard. Because you've been doing this over a process of time. You've scarred yourself emotionally by doing this over and over and over again, by cheating over and over and over again. Do you feel me? So that's why it becomes very difficult. I think also as well, towards the end, you know, towards the end, I saw that obviously they were doing the shock test as well, the shock experiment. And, you know, again, it just plays into the point of why they don't get things done. It's just the way they communicate, you know. One shuts down while the other you know, begins to make faces or ignores the problem, and therefore then the problem never gets sorted. So you can imagine this cheating situation. He might try to ignore it, you know, and say, look, I'm so sorry, ignore it now from now onwards. And she might, you know, while she realizes that he's not really talking about it, shuts down, and then before she knows it, she's shutting down, but it's still not resolved, right? It's not a resolved case, and there is pain. And then pain, the way we react out of pain is different. Yeah, it comes out in so many different ways that can affect your relationship now. So with Willie and Shanda, I really do appreciate their relationship. I like what they bring to the table. You know, there is hope for them, but there must be an acknowledgement, a full-on acknowledgement that, hey, do you know what? I am wrong, and I'm bad. In fact, I slept with 12 women, you know, and I know that I've done this wrong. I must help bring us back to the point of, you know, our relationship being in a better place, which means I got to do work. I got to research on what's affecting, because listen, cheating affects both people, you know. The person who wants to reconcile with you, who cheated on you, also has pain. He realizes that he's hurt you, and there's a guilt that comes there too. And that also must be made clear. This is why I said that doing this work is so important, and having either a therapist or even just researching yourself. It's on the internet now, it's on Google, it's on YouTube, you can go and read it. It's important to the healing process of a relationship when it comes to cheating. So guys, make sure you stay locked, stay loaded. I'm going to do Tahiri and Vado in another video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you. Bow.